Ukraine, faces of corruption. GRAFF robbery. Brazen and cynical robbery in central Kyiv. In summer of 2014, 2.5 million euros in gold and diamonds were stolen from a jewelry store, GRAFF. But what is most amazing, the store was robbed by those who had to protect Ukrainian police and prosecutors. The clips blew up the internet. Disguised as searching, the officers take everything they see: money, watches, jewelry, get in the pockets, socks, pizza boxes, and even underwear. It is a grouping of prosecutors, investigators, operative officers. It's a whole gang that robbed the store. For more than a year, Ukrainian justice has been investigating the case, but none of the robbers has been punished, and jewelry has never been returned to the owners. Moreover, the people involved in the robbery continue to hold their posts and even have been promoted. An organized criminal group in the Prosecutor General's office and the City Prosecutor's office. It is completely given a cover from there. Why uniformed thieves are released on tiny bails? Why are the trials put off and prosecutor robbers laugh at the judges and the laws of Ukraine? Why doesn't the Prosecutor General's office hurry to look for organizers and sponsors of the robbery of the GRAFF? In the morning of August the 20th, 2014, the employees of the store don't suspect that after a few minutes their lives will turn into a nightmare. The building is being surrounded by the SWAT group so-called. Unidentified people in civil clothes ring the intercom. But as soon as the guard opens the door, SWAT team burst into the room. They threw me on the floor, put the machine gun to my back. The SWAT raid looks like a raider seizure. Followed by the police, prosecutors, and investigators enter the store. Firstly, they break security cameras and cut the phone lines. Pointed by automatic guns, all the store staff, guards, cashiers, managers, and sellers were driven into the utility room. No phones, no personal belongings were allowed. 10 people were locked in a small, stuffy room where they will be held until the evening, with no food, no drink, and no phones. The law executors break into the offices and the warehouses, where they smash furniture and shelves. Everything gets to the hands. Luxury watches, exclusive jewelry with diamonds, earrings, bracelets, and necklaces goes into the pockets in no time. But the apparent ease of the trophy dazzles the robbers. Out of 26 cameras, they find and destroy only 11. Here the prosecutors Kozlov and Savchuk, operating in the GRAFF office. Having grabbed everything valuable, they cede the sad room to so-called SWAT officers. And here's the smartest witness, Vladimir Filonenko. Leaving the scene, he is hiding something in his pants and gently carries his standard bits. Here, prosecutor Pavel Kozlov takes a pack of $10,000 and hides it in a pizza box. Investigator Maria Vasilieva does the same. She meticulously selects only the most beautiful and expensive jewelry. The orgy lasts till the evening, while the emergency service is smashing walls and savagely cutting safes. Prosecutors and investigators are enjoying elite cognac, save for VIP visitors. The outcome of the search in the GRAFF store: the premises is crushed, safes are mutilated. Items were all over, on the floor, covered with foam concrete. When the safes were cut, they were in the toilet, in the waste bins. Personal money of the director Igor Brykov and jewels of the founders Yekaterina Timofeyeva and Dmitry Berdansky were stolen. Total loss makes €2.5 million. Only actors were here in the store. Real criminals, godfathers, mafia bosses were at this time in the offices, doing everything necessary to ensure that their actors, members of their criminal gang, could easily perform this scenario. The victims complain about the robbery to the Prosecutor General's office. They make security camera videos public, and soon they are threatened with physical violence. They came up and said, either you put out your video and shut up, or you will have big problems. The same day, threatening calls started. The family bought body armor. This is the child's flak vest. Personally, I'll remember for a long time the little girl who is playing with her dolls in the flak vest. The threats were so serious that Ekaterina Timofeyeva and Dmitry Berdansky, fearing for the lives of their children, were forced to leave the country. Ukraine, faces of corruption, GRAFF robbery. Later, it was found that the reason for the search was falsified in Pechersk prosecutor's office on the basis of an anonymous complaint from a dubious organization. Allegedly, the store sells radioactive watches. The case against GRAFF was fabricated in 2 days, and it was closed immediately after the robbery. The flagrant burglary was investigated by the city prosecutor's office, where a senior investigator, Viktor Avdeyev, was ruining the GRAFF case for a year. Out of 20 robbers, only one was detained, the investigator Vitaly Zabuga. The rest continued to work as usually at their posts, and 3 others, Maria Vasilieva, Oleg Vitko, and Vladimir Filonenko, just fled. Investigator Avdeyev failed to search them for a whole year. Later, Avdeyev got promoted. But for the stunning corruption, it would have been investigated long ago, and all the criminals. A year later, the suspects were finally arrested, but the Pechersk court released them soon on tiny bails. By December 1st, 2015, even the preliminary hearing hadn't started yet. Judges take rejection one by one, and uniformed thieves laugh openly at both the judges and the laws of Ukraine. We've had 5 hearings already, but these gangsters and their lawyers don't come. My lawyer and I were the only people at the latest hearing. Nonsense. Even the prosecutor didn't come. No one came. Neither the prosecutor, nor Vasilieva, nor Vitko came. Filonenko was not brought from the arrest. But in fact, this is only the actors. What about the organizers, the patrons, and decision-makers? Let's rob the store. A great occasion, we just need some gold. Organizers were not affected by the investigation at all. Judge Ekaterina Sereda, who signed an ungrounded search warrant, still works in the Pechersk court. Deputy Pechersk District Prosecutor Alexander Harlov personally sent his people to search GRAFF. Prosecutor Oleg Vasilyev asked the Chief of Emergency Ministry of Ukraine to allocate workers to open safes in the store. After the robbery, both Harlov and Vasilyev received a bonus of promotion. Besides, none of the SWAT group's so-called was detained. Case against SWAT officers and organizers of the search was initiated in the Prosecutor General's office, but nobody hurries to examine it. The chiefs of the Prosecutor General's office don't want much this fact case to be investigated, as there is a pattern there. The GRAFF case is an example of the power of corruption schemes in Ukrainian judiciary. The state pleads its inability to protect its citizens. Save yourselves as you can. Take up arms, leave for another country. We cannot protect you from your formal protectors, prosecutors, police, and judges. The European Union allocates much money to fight corruption in Ukraine. So why in the country who paid their blood for democratic values is it so difficult to break the back of corruption? A fair trial of the robber prosecutors may be indicative for Ukrainian anti-corruption reform.